how you doing? Another quarter has passed, so I thought I'd do another what I've been watching video in case you're new here. I used to make videos like every 5 shows or so that I finished, talking about those shows, what I thought of them, but I kind of like wasn't liking that format because it didn't allow me to talk about shows that I'm in the middle of. It only allowed me to talk about shows that I was like finished, and I'm constantly watching like a bunch of different things. So I didn't like that, and then for this year I changed it to like a quarterly format where I discussed everything that I've watched in the past 3 months. And yeah, the first installment went up in March, and now we're doing the second installment for April, May, and June. The list of shows is shorter than last time, but there's still really long shows in here, so I feel like I watch more TV, but it might not look like it. But let's just get started. The first show I'm talking about today is How I Met Your Father. I started watching season 2 up to episode 11 right now, so about halfway, and this is one I watched with my mom, but we just haven't been watching a lot of TV together, so therefore not a lot of progress in this show. But this one, I liked season 1. It's not as good as How I Met Your Mother because this is a spin-off from that. It's not as good as How I Met Your Mother at all, not even close, but I enjoyed it, and I saw potential for the show to become better as it got time to grow. But then the second season I have found so incredibly lame. The entire time we watch it, I will finish it eventually with my mom someday, I don't know when, but I don't know, I think it's so lame. It's not funny, and I'm disliking the characters more and more. Like, I wasn't particularly attached to any of them after the end of the first season, but like now as I'm watching this, I'm like actively disliking a couple. Then next I watched XO Kitty. There's only 1 season out right now, but I really enjoyed it. To All the Boys I Loved Before movies and books, so I was anticipating the show, but like not super heavily. I don't know why, it just never stood out to me as anything. But then when this first came out, I saw a lot of reviews from it of people like absolutely loving it and like sharing different clips. It sounded so cool, and so I watched it and I binged it in 1 day. That was not the intention, but it's what happened, and I loved it so much. Like, it's so addicting, but I really like it. It's very high drama, so if you're not into that, this might not be the show for you, but I thought the drama is what kept me so addicted to it. I really love the cast of characters that was so good. We have 3 potential ships in the show, and I love all 3 of them equally, which I know I'm the only person that is that way, because most people have a very clear preference. I don't. I love all 3. Then next I watched the Heirs or the Inheritors. It kind of goes on the 2 titles, and I watched up to episode 13. And yeah, this is a K-drama, and I started watching this because like XO Kitty is kind of like in a style of K-dramas. It's an Americanized version of a K-drama, and so after being absolutely obsessed with that, I wanted to try to get into K-dramas. And one of the people I follow on bookstagram like did a post of like K-dramas to watch if you loved XO Kitty, and this was one of them, and this was the one that was interesting to me. So I started watching it, and I binged so many episodes in one go. I feel like all of these episodes that I watched in one go, and they're like hour-long episodes, so that says a lot. This is really addicting. Again, very high drama. The reason why I haven't continued with it past this point is that I don't really like the main relationship and where that's going right now. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and that's what's keeping me from watching it. But I do desperately want to get back to it because I do like it enough. Then next, what kept me occupied for like 2 months is Modern Family. I rewatched this all 11 seasons. I originally watched this during the pandemic, like in lockdown, and I was so utterly obsessed with it. At the start of April, I got a lot of TikToks that were just like clips of the show, and I would constantly watch until the end, and I was just like, oh, like I was like, oh, I love this so much. And then I decided to rewatch it, and I'm so glad that I did. Like, oh, this might have taken over 2 months of my life, but there were such great ones. Like, oh my god, I had so much fun watching this show. And when I finished it, I kind of immediately wanted to start from the beginning again, and like I might do that still. I haven't done it, and it's a month later, so I'm expecting to not do it. But then next I finished the most recent season of Taskmaster, which was season 15. I just watched this every week as an episode came out, and we're going from like one comfort show to the other because Taskmaster is like my non-fiction comfort show. I absolutely love it, and I loved this season, but I love this cast so much. I had such a blast with this. I might have a little crush on Matt Martin after this, so I really love this cast. I thought they had a great dynamic with each other. I thought they were great as a task. I loved the task this season. There were so many brilliant tasks this season. Oh my god, I love this. Then next I watched Abott Elementary season 2. In my last video I said I watched season 1, but at the time season 2 wasn't on available here on streaming in Belgium yet, but now it actually came available on streaming the day I finished Modern Family, which was perfect timing. And I really loved this season. Like, after the first season I enjoyed the show, but I didn't get the obsession most people were having with it. I get it now. I really do. It's so good. Like, the first season already was of such high quality, and somehow this was even better. I really loved it. It's so funny. I love the cast and characters so much. Like, I can't pick a favorite. I really can't. I try, and then I remember another character. I'm like, no, I like you too. And then next I watched Business Proposal, which I watched in its entirety. And this is another K-drama, because as soon as I started watching the Heirs, like, Netflix only kept recommending me other K-dramas, and this is one that caught my eye quite a lot, and so I just impulsively clicked on it and started watching it. And then I stayed up until like 3 a.m. watching it, and I finished it, and I loved it so much. Like, I thought this was so good. I feel like compared to like the Heirs, this one has a much smaller cast, which I really like, because it made it so much easier to like get invested in everything. I also just, I love the main moments. I also love the side moments, because I was like a beat plot moments in here, and I thought both of them were so well done. And I just then next I watched iCarly season 3 up to the most recent episode, which was episode 6. Is the most recent one that aired for me, because I'm filming this on July 1st. You're seeing this much later in a month, I know, but for me the last one that aired is episode 6, and I'm really loving this season, which I wasn't expecting, because I knew from like the commercials and posters and everything that they were gonna make Freddie and Carly canon finally. And I was a bit hesitant about that, because even though I wanted it, I feel like the show did a great job building them up. I was a bit hesitant about that happening, but so far I really love them being together, and I've had such a fun time with it. I think the plots they come up with each episode are brilliant. I love the cast of new characters still. I love the dynamic between everyone. I think it's so good. I have a blast with it every single week, even if it's not like my favorite. And then we're ending with QI, which I've watched a lot. I'm watching the show backwards, so this is gonna take a while. So I started at season 17 episode 6, and then I finished series 17, and then I watched 13 through 16, and I've watched the first episode of season 12. So that's everything of QI I've watched. But like I said, I'm watching the seasons backwards because it's such a long show. So I thought I'd start with like the most recent one and then like go backwards, because I also wasn't expecting to fall in love with it as much as I have, but I have. And I have now finished the Sandy seasons, which is very sad for me. Like, I love Stephen Fry, don't get me wrong, I always do OG, but I don't know, I miss her so much. I'm so used to it. And I watched an episode the other day that had Sandy as one of the guests, and it was so weird. It's so hot, and it's also so weird to like experience the presenter switch in the opposite direction that happened. I think that's so hot as well. But I have so much fun with this every time. I have it on in the background while I'm doing stuff all the time. And yeah, that's everything I've watched these past 3 months. Like I said, not as many shows as last time, but like Modern Family and QI, that was a lot of episodes, like a lot. So I feel like I've been watching a lot of TV because of that. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought of these shows, if you've watched them, and if you think I should do another Modern Family rewatch, because I might. And also let me know about some of the shows you've been watching recently, and hopefully I'll see you around next time.